Yo, what is up guys? I'm Kai. In this video, we're going to be showing you the 3 new different types of movement and how to utilize them in the new season of Fortnite. There's 3 new types of movement in Chapter 3, Season 2. One being sprinting, which looks like this. You are not allowed to use any weapons or build in sprint mode, and it can be turned on by changing this bind in your inventory. You can pick any bind, but I suggest any bind that is close to your normal WASD movement. You also have force jog toggle, which will interchange you from being just walking speed to auto running speed, or I guess auto jogging speed now. You want to keep this in settings. You want to turn toggle sprint off and have this toggled off as well, so that way you'll automatically be running just as if sprint by default was on from seasons prior. The second movement added is mantling. It allows you to jump up onto other objects, climb up to them, but it also allows you from a higher point to drop down and land on something. This movement can be changed by either hold jump or holding your forward button, meaning if you hold down your space key or your X or A on Xbox or PS4, you can climb up objects that are just slightly over 1 block tall or 1 space tall, being able to climb over objects like this. But as you can see, you cannot climb over walls such as this. The last movement of the 3 is shoulder bashing. Shoulder bashing is the weakest and going to be the least utilized movement out of the 3 of them. Shoulder bashing is when you hold down sprint, it allows you to slam through a door. It should also be noted that shoulder bashing within the same sprint, you cannot go through multiple doors. You can only go through 1 door in the same sprint. As you can see here, it'll just block against this wall. Shoulder bashing and sprinting should be pretty self-explanatory. Sprinting being used whenever it is essential for you to move quickly without needing to build, shoot, or heal. And shoulder bashing should be used only when you need to just bust through a door, which is not that often. But the mantling movement is the most important movement. As you guys saw earlier in the video, mantling can be used to gain height over people, which will be very good in build battles and for retakes, such as this side jump retake that I came up with. What you'll want to do is, instead of placing the side jump like normal, you want to edit this top corner or this top corner of the side jump, depending on whichever you prefer. Then with this piece edited, holding down jump or the forward button, whichever you choose to be your mantling, you will hold it down and it'll mantle you up to here. Once you get up here, you will place 2 high walls and then mantle onto this wall. Then quickly placing a floor, as you see I messed up there, quickly placing a floor to negate you from falling off the side. So fast it would look like this. So it's not terribly difficult retake, but it can add for some flair and a lot less mats being used than doing a normal side jump and cranking 90s out the side to get the same amount of height. Now let's get on to mantling to prevent fall damage. If you do not already know, mantling can be used to prevent fall damage, but it is not an unlimited height. Mantling can only prevent fall damage from 14 meters and below. So as you can see here, if I were to do 17.5 meters, even the shortest mantle onto this yellow platform down there would still result in me dying. It will not even try and connect you to the yellow wall. But on the other side of that, 14 meters, a fall that would normally be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles up, that would cause fall damage, can be negated from a 1 block distance of mantling. So as you can see here, if I go on the middle platform, this yellow right here, and I were to mantle off of it, I can completely prevent fall damage that would normally be taken if I were to just run off the edge and jump. Then for the green, or being 3 above the wall that you are trying to mantle on, or 4 above from base ground, would be used to travel twice as far. So we are going to try and get to the green platform and we'll be able to make it. So as you can see, we prevent any fall damage that would normally be taken from landing on the ground here. The thing that you can start to see working is the velocity at which you're running at and how far it takes you to get there. So because the green is lower, you can go further, but the yellow, if you were to go further, your speed would be faster, almost as fast as the red, which would cause you to not be able to mantle onto the wall at all. So now blue and purple are pretty self-explanatory. Blue and purple are both, you can mantle, but you would not take fall damage normally if you were to jump from these heights. So blue and purple do not really matter here. So the main two heights are green and yellow. These are your sweet spots. Green can be used to mantle twice as far from yellow, but one lower than yellow, and yellow can be used to go one higher than green, but mantle one closer. So as shown again, you can see that this fall that we would normally take here would be fall damage. Even if I were to land right here on a flat platform, I would still take fall damage running and jumping off of it. So let's run and jump, see the fall that would normally be taken. So as you can see, fall damage that would normally be taken from the yellow can be prevented by using mantling to stop it. When lining up the mantling, you want to hold down your jump key or your forward key. I prefer jump key because if you're using the forward key, you will have to be moving forward while you are trying to mantle onto the object, while jumping allows you to move all four cardinal directions while still having mantling on. So to line up the mantling, you want to make sure that you are not going over the wall. You want to make sure that you are on this backside. It's always better to be further than to be closer, because as you can see here, if I'm too close to the yellow wall, I might still mantle, but I will still take damage even if I mantle. So as you can see, if I land on it, even if I have mantle on, it will not negate the fall, meaning you have to either be close to the front side or close to the back side of it. The final distance to cover is blue. Blue can cover a slightly further distance than yellow or green, getting to about 2.5 walls far away, as you can see from here. So now I'm going to show you multiple forms of mantling and how they would be used in a Fortnite location by using prefabs from Fortnite seasons of past. So the first movement that would be used would be to scaffold up onto the roof, and it should also be known that you don't have to use your sprint to scaffold, which in most cases do not, because you want to save your sprint until you have to make a much further jump. So as you can see, I'm out of sprint now, but I can still make jumps and I can get up to this roof, but I can also scaffold to prevent fall. And yeah, scaffold can be used in a lot of different ways, or mantling, whatever you want to call it. And if we want to, someone's in here, barge through the door, take them out, barge again. And that's essentially how mantling works. Now I'm going to show you how mantling could be used in fights. Mantling makes high walls so much better than they already are. So if I were to place high walls up on the side, someone's right here, I put a cone on them, I get them full pieced up, or even half pieced up, that they're stuck in here. Instead of taking this 50-50 shot or getting around the side or wasting all of my time trying to get up to the top to take a shot, I can instead just very simply scaffold up the side, go for some type of edit play from up here, or I can scaffold up the side, go around the back, and while they still think I'm over there, I can take control of almost any side. So for all you arena players that are lucky enough to still have builds in your games, in a late game, you're gonna want to look for walls and ramps, because walls and ramps, besides edited floors and stairs, are the only things that you can latch onto. But for example, let's say someone did an edit drop down on somebody right here, and you were on height, you could mantle on to either of those objects. The reason mantling is going to be strong and very useful to work on is because if you are high up enough where you would normally have to waterfall to prevent yourself from taking fall damage, you can now just mantle down if you really need to. So figuring out and getting the movements right for mantling and knowing the right distance and how to be able to jump onto and latch onto stuff is going to be very important going forward into late game. It can also be used as many different peaks and ways to get up stuff and sort of jungle gym your way around late game. Now let's do an example as if you were on low ground. If you're on low ground and you need a way to get up to high ground to try and contest people while trying to save as many builds as possible, this is why scaffolding is important. You can get all the way from even down here to height without wasting a single build now and being able to still follow the direction that you need to go to get to zone. You can scaffold up here, scaffold around, jump up here. You can try and jump up the side jump. You can do whole sorts of movement. Get up here and then, oh shoot, I need to get back down my team. You can scaffold down, scaffold on top of this, and then drop down on somebody. Do whatever you need to do. Overall, I think mantling, scaffolding, and tactical sprinting will be some of the most crucial movements to become a pro player in this game. Sliding was a big change, but being able to increase the speed of your movement just from running in a normal direction and being able to climb up objects that were normally impossible to get over is insane changes for the game. And if they stay in past the no building, it'll be very important to learn these to be a pro player in this game. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll get back to you soon. Peace out.